Hi, my name is Alfredo Rico Acosta. I'm a 10th degree master level instructor under Grandmaster Benjamin Luna Lima, and I'm also the founder of Kuntao Kali Cruzada. This video presentation is a tribute to Grandmaster Benjamin Luna Lima and his art of lightning scientific harness, which was founded in 1937 by a handful of people, including Grandmaster Lima himself, at the age of 18. And what they did was they put together different arts of Kali Arnis Eskrima that was handed to them by their grandparents. During World War II, Grandmaster Benjamin Luna Lima taught the underground guerrillas the art of lightning scientific harness. It was in this war that the techniques of lightning scientific was tested in actual combat, using fire-hardened wood and machetes against the rifles and samurai swords of the Japanese. Thereafter, the techniques of lightning were also tested during tournaments and in actual combat through death matches, wherein Grandmaster Luna Lima remained undefeated. Until now, at age 81, Grandmaster Luna Lima is highly respected amongst his peers of Arnis living legends and other masters and grandmasters of Kali Arnis Eskrima. In this video, I have included other methods of teaching, the necessary fundamentals of footwork, body angling and evasions, weapon stick sectoring, as well as an 8-count blocking method that I feel is an important adjunct to the training and practicing of the advanced techniques of lightning scientific harness. Without them, the novice and intermediate students might get confused and lost. At first glance, these methods might seem easy, but in actuality, there are a lot of little things that can be easily overlooked. Just like a professional tennis player who can make a backhand or a volley look easy to execute, or even a gymnast who can make the execution of the high bar and rings look easy, there are a lot of little things involved in their championship performance. As such, the principles, techniques, and body mechanics involved in actual execution of the fighting methods of lightning scientific harness requires dedication and hundreds of repetitions to perform them well, especially so in combat, wherein split seconds and millimeters can make a big difference in the end result. The presentation of this video is geared towards the beginner, intermediate, and advanced students alike. Please keep in mind that the practice of lightning scientific harness is geared towards actual combat. Although you can use it in tournament situations, what I'm really more concerned about here is street application. When an opponent really attacks you, can you execute and defend yourself and be out of harm's way easily? So as I teach most of my students, I always tell them, keep in mind that your techniques should be felt and not seen. And when that attack comes, you have to be agile, mobile, and hostile so that you'll be safe, get the job done, and get out of the way. Thank you. Okay, so the first technique that we want to show you are the lightning's methods, the 13 methods of attack. First, we're going to do it stationary, and then the second way, we're going to do it with a little bit of speed and footwork. And next, I'll show you the application of where the 13 strikes will be delivered. And in the fourth way, we'll have one of the instructors go ahead and give us a little bit of flow drill, speed, and motion. Isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat, lima, anim, ito, walo, siyam, sampu, labing isa, labing dalawa, and the kill strike. the next way would be a little bit of speed and motion, meaning the footwork. Guys? That's nice. Okay, so the explanation of 13 strikes. Lakan Luke. First strike, at the angle 1 strike, is to the collarbone or to the temple. Next is a banda strike, a horizontal strike, to the forearm or to the waist. Fourth strike is to the chest. Fifth is a thrust, or we call it sunkiti. Sixth is, again, either to the temple or to the collarbone. 7 is to the chest. 8, the other side of the chest. 9 is an up slash. 10 is another up slash, giving us a nice figure 8 motion, or ocho ocho style. 11 is strike to the right eye. 12 to the left. And 13 is to the crown. Okay, so now that you know where the 13 strikes are, I'm going to do it with a little bit of speed, a little bit of motion, and it'll go like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 is the kill strike. Now Lakan Luke will do that with speed, motion, and a flow drill. The most important thing with the flow drill is he has to do it with a broken rhythm or a rhythm, but not necessarily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 1, 2, 3. It has to be in a way that, say, he's visualizing an opponent or in a fighting sequence. So it's up to him on how he wants to do the flow drill. Show me another way. So what Lakan Luke is doing right now is what we call forward V-stepping. Now the first thing you learned was the 13 strikes, but without proper angling, body evasion, and footwork, your game of counter-attacking or just simply getting out of trouble when your opponent attacks is not going to be effective. So now as he steps horizontally that way, that gets him out of another counterattack that the opponent might have.
Okay, so let's show an application to this. So what we're going to show you now is if he was to attack me angle 1, and I move out, and he comes across and attacks me again, I move out, sooner or later, his forward motion will catch me. So the beauty of the forward V-stepping is when he attacks me, I simply come across here, there goes his hand. And when he comes across for the other one, there goes his other hand, I deflect, I cut. Well, you're saying, well, he can come across here. No. If he comes across there, I have this, or simply, by that time, I come across this way, I would have beat him to that, since I already have this checking hand to deflect his arm. Just to review, comes across 1, boom, 2, 3, 4. See? And if you look closely from there, I have this trap for this arm there. It looks like he's going to hit me with it, but I have it trapped to my shoulder. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. Bam! See? So there's no way that he would have been able to effectively hit me with that. And at the same time, this is a check, or what we call a dual mode. And now, I've got him nicely. I can set him up for that. Okay? A little slower. V-step out here, V-step here, and check. This is important. Just simply to do this is no good, because he has forward momentum, he can slice, and I'm a goner. So he comes across 1, 2. I have to do it this way. So if he was to go across and down, I got him beat, and then down. Yeah, I do this. Okay, so what we want to show you now is the backward V-stepping. The reason why you would use a backward V-stepping is when your opponent's attack is in a lunging manner, a more forward motion with a lot of momentum, where it's too late to get out and you can't really do your forward V-stepping properly. In a sense, you're retreating, getting out of the angle of attack, yet you could snap back and still attack him. You're retreating and blocking effectively, yet he can't hit you, but you can hit him. Okay, now we're going to show you how the backward V-stepping is executed. You start with from the top of the triangle, you step back, you move forward, come across, and you angle forward again. You can attack from the top of the triangle, this way, this way, this way. Now, anytime that you're doing it, the backward V-stepping, you can come across and still move forward. That's still considered the backward, because in essence, you're angling out and retreating at the same time, yet you're blocking and still your opponent won't be able to hit you, but you can hit him. Obviously, you don't want to be in a situation where the guy's just constantly running at you and you're just constantly running away from him. You have to be in a position where you're angled out like the forward V-stepping, but yet, in this case, his attack is too strong, so you want to angle out in a retreat, in a retreating manner, yet you can still block and attack him without him being able to come across and attack you for a second or a third strike. Okay, so we're going to show the application of that. Okay, it comes across. I'm going to top the triangle and I move back. So right here, he can't hit me without moving forward, and I can't hit him. Okay, so if he comes across again, I simply go to the horizontal part of the female V-step, and I go to the top as I come across. And if he comes across and then this way, I'm back again on a retreat, and yet I'm attacking him. All right, so let's do that again. I retreat, comes across, I come across here, I'm here, track the hand again, and I move back as this comes across here, this way. Okay, so now that you know the forward stepping and the backward stepping, the advanced moves in the Filipino martial arts is not solely restricted to lightning scientific. It's the combination of both the forward and the backward V-stepping. Now, if you put one on top of the other, you will see that it's going to look like a diamond. Okay, so starting from the female V-stepping, I was doing this here. Now, if I come across here and I step back the other way, this way, back to where I was, it becomes a big diamond. I can still cut across horizontally that way or cut across this way. And I can use that to effectively do kind of footwork so I can evade any kind of attack. More important, I think, to the tapping and the blocking and deflecting is effectively getting away from that attack, and that's through being mobile, agile, and effective footwork. To make the blocks of Lightning Scientific easier to learn, I've developed a drill to practice the 8 basic blocks of the system in a flow. First, let's look at the striking pattern that the attacker will use in this drill. Lacan Luke will demonstrate. First strike is angle 1. then an angle 6, number 5, into an angle 13, then angle 10, angle 9, into 2, and 3. Okay, a little faster. Okay, I'm going to show you the 8 blocks. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay, all right. So again, you're thinking, well, let me learn the blocks, but more crucial to the blocks, or more important, is you doing the proper V-stepping, angling, and invading. Because yes, you can block, but some guys have really good power and speed. So without proper footwork and angling, you're going to get hit. So let's go through that again. So it's angle 1, forward V-step. Angle 2, forward V-step. Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, and angle 8. Now, back into cerrada. Now let's take a look at the different blocks in detail. Number 1, number 2, they're both force-to-force blocks. 3, it's a Batanga style block, angling out. Number 4, it's a roof block. Number 5, another force-to-force block. 6, 7, it's called a wing block or hirada style. 8. The first thing we'll show is the 8 blocks from a static position, guys. Okay. Okay. Now, it's the same 8 blocks with checking with the hand, the tappy hand, and a V-step, the forward V-step. Go ahead. So let's go back to the static. Okay, what we want to do is we want to show you how to properly block and check the attacking hand. Please come to me. All right. He attacks me angle 1. I block here. Okay. Now I could tap the top part of the stick. Okay. If you look at it, it's going to form a cross. Okay. It was here before, but in essence, our sticks are crossed. Okay. This is called sectoring. I can tap here, or I can tap on this side. Okay? Inside and outside, inside and outside, okay?
So what they're going to do now for you is to demonstrate the basic sectoring drills for angles 1 and 6.
Okay, now mind you, that's a drill. Okay, you're not really going to do that in fighting. But you see, you have to be fast when you want to deflect and trap or grab the weapon, because he's not going to let you grab this weapon. As a matter of fact, when he attacks here, okay, if I go for that weapon, he'll probably bring it down to another angle, and then I've got nothing. So that's why that drill works best here, to quickly get it, okay? And then that will definitely bring you into a good way of deflecting and trapping and putting him at a most disadvantaged position.
Once a student is able to perform the 8 blocks well, the next step is to add a concept of counter-striking after the block. This type of practice is what we call the speed drill. The speed drill helps develop eye-hand coordination, footwork, and the ability to block and counter quickly. Once the student is comfortable with this drill, the next step in lighting scientific harness training is the power drill. The basic power drill is performed with a single baston and develops striking power with a dominant hand. Once this drill is mastered, the student is introduced to the dos-manos drills. These power drills are done with a baston in each hand and help the student to develop the ability to strike effectively with either hand and use the two weapons at the same time. The use of the two weapons is called sinawali in the Filipino martial arts. All right, so first we're going to do the solo baston drill. Okay, nice. All right. Okay, so for the doble baston, now he has two sticks. He's going to do the dos manos one drill. Okay, there are power drills. And up. Okay, nice. Okay, so now for the dos manos one drill, we're going to do the dos manos one in a ballistic movement. Go ahead. Okay, good. So if you notice, for the dos manos one, what he's doing is it's X, and then another X, okay? X, and then another X. In another style of arnis or eskrima, they call that X sinawali because the movement is in an X fashion. Whereas another style, they will call that cruzada because the application is in a crossing motion. So just attack me with one stick. In this case, I'm going to have solo baston. He attacks me. I'm going to do cruzada this way. Whereas I hit him here, and I hit him here, and I'll deflect here, come across here. Or he hits me angle 2, cruzada will be here, this way. Okay? Or if he comes across banda, cruzada will be here. Okay? Whereas I'll be stopping the blow, but I'll be trapping here, where I can easily disarm him right into a butt. Okay? And 2. A nice fall. Okay, so the next power strike drill that we're going to show you is the dos manos dos, meaning 2. Okay, so the first one will be the power strike. Okay, and up. Okay, nice. Okay, so the next one will be the speed movement for the dos manos dos. Okay, thank you. So again, we call it dos manos dos, but in other styles they would call that redonda. Okay, so now that you've seen the power drills, we're going to show you the application to the power drills. This time using 2 sticks. Okay, he attacks me from here. I come across here. I do the X block. Now I go 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that's for the dos manos one. Okay. Another way to do it, come across here, I come across here,
come across it. Here, here, here. Okay? So again, that's the cruzada motion. Okay, so for the dos manos dos drill, comes across here, come across here. Now, okay, another way, here, here. Once a student of Lightning Scientific Arnis is proficient at a speed drill and a power drill, he is ready to begin combining his skills in what we call combination drills. In these drills, one partner attacks and the other defends. In many cases, the defender will perform a disarm, giving him both weapons and the opportunity to apply a dos manos movement as a follow-up or finishing technique. Okay, so now that you've seen the speed drill and the power drill, and of course, you've seen the 13 lethal strikes of Lightning Scientific and the footwork, sectoring, deflecting, grabbing. Now we're at the stage called combining the drills, okay? Where the instructors here will attack in the 8 angles of attack, and they'll block, sector, do the footwork, and disarm, and they will show different ways of attacking. For example, a single sinawali. From a disarm, or double sinawali, or one of the power drills like the X, the dos manos 1, which is an X movement, or the dos manos 2, which is a redonda movement. Okay, guys? Okay, switch. So again, in this segment of combining the drills, what you want to show is when the attacker comes with you with an attack, ideally you want to disarm him. I mean ideally. There are times that the opponent will not give up his stick. Then you have to flow into another strategy of attack. But again, ideally, when you disarm your opponent, you will end up with 2 sticks. Whether you end up with 2 sticks or not, it doesn't matter. If his stick drops to the floor, the main thing is he's not holding his weapon, and you still have yours. But better yet, if he can retain his weapon so that he can't use it on you, and you can use it on him, the better for you. Okay, so, and 1. Now, this is a tricky disarm. It looks like I'm just muscling it here, but you can see he doesn't want to let it go. Okay, but in reality, in a fight, it'll be here, and it'll be that whipping motion, where I would break his wrist, yank his stick away. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 5. Attacking him with both sticks. See, in that case, it didn't matter that he's holding his stick, because when I blocked, my first strike was right for the lethal strike, and it came across and did whatever else. Okay, so now with the combining of the drills, we're going to do the same thing, but with the exception of what we did earlier with striking, butting, and with throwing. Okay? Angle 2. Give me angle 1 again. Here, come across here, here, and okay, now we're going to have fun. We're right at the heart of lightning scientific harness. We're going to demonstrate to you the 12 fighting methods of lightning scientific harness. These methods are the 12 methods that Grandmaster Luna Lima, long time before, he would never ever share them except for his top masters. Just like with Kung Fu, Karate, there was always a secretive style or weapon or technique. So this was it. Up to this day, when I practice with him, I know all of them, and I know what's coming, and I still can't block him. That's how fast he is, and he's 82 years old. So what we'll do for you here is we'll show you one by one, slowly first, and then Lacan Ken will show it to you with speed. Okay? The first one is the lightning method number 1. Okay, Lacan? What lightning method number 1 is power strikes 1 and 6. Go ahead. 1, 6. 1 and 6. All right, with speed. Okay. You have to practice 1 and 6 with power and speed because that's the characteristics of a lightning scientific practitioner. Although in comparison to other styles, they might just do a quick abanico or a witic. That, if it hits you, it's going to hurt. But you know, if somebody hits you that quick, you've got the speed with the momentum, which develops into power. So that's what we're getting into, how you, the viewer, can develop the speed developing into power. The next one is the fighting method number 2. It's called baston, daga, cross, abierta. Okay? And those are a lot of terms. I don't really want to give you a lot of terms, but it's essential in this case for you to learn it. Okay? So let's show it. Baston. Baston simply is a stick striking the opponent's hand or the weapon that's attacking you. Daga. Daga is this hand that either checks or does the serrada for the attacker's hand or the weapon, or simply he could be holding a knife, which is called a daga. Cross, and then abierta. Okay, abierta in Spanish means open. So in this case, after doing the cross, he's opening himself up, okay, which is abierta. Now, for the next technique, you're going to be in a cerrada position. Okay, let's do that with speed. Nice. Okay. So, the third method is the lighting scientific method number 3, which is cerrada. Let's do it slow. Baston, daga, cross, cerrada. Baston, daga, cross, cerrada. So if you notice, the cerrada motion now would be an attack, and your opponent's attacking you to the head. Okay? So what you're doing is you're blocking, you're coming across and closing any other strikes that would come, meaning any successive strikes after that one strike to your temple. Meaning if he strikes here, my block would be there. If he strikes here, it's here. If he strikes here, it's here. As compared to abierta, number 2, I was right here, okay, giving that opening. Okay? Abierta and cerrada by itself are styles, just like modernist or lightning scientific or Ángel Cabales cerrada. Mainly for abierta is to bait the person in, to give him an opening, and whatever he does, you're setting him up for a counterattack. Whereas cerrada, you're here, you're close, you're in close, you're not giving him any opening at all. Okay, so in this case, when you combine 2 and 3, you have an opening, and then now you're close for the block, and then the 12th one, which is the next one, is called tumba. Tumba in Tagalog means to knock out somebody. Okay, so tumba literally means to just shut them down. Okay, method number 12. Okay, baston, daga, cross, tumba. One more. Baston, daga, cross, tumba. Okay, with speed. Okay, nice. Now going back to what I was telling you about Lightning Scientific. Lightning Scientific is just a club name in the Philippines. What it really is, the specific fighting style is called tercia, cerrada, cadenilla. So keeping that in mind, tercia, cerrada, cadenilla, tercia meaning a 3-strike method, there are times that it becomes a 4-strike method. For example, if I attack Ken, okay, bring out your knife, please. That's the baston, daga, 2, that's the 2nd strike. Cross, then tumba, that's 4 strikes. Or, let's do abierta. Baston, daga, cross, see, that'll be hitting me here or here. And then abierta will simply come across here and hit me. Okay, so to further explain to you what tercia, cerrada, cadenilla means, we'll first show you the application of fighting methods 2, 3, and 12 using the solo baston. Okay, Ken, solo baston. Okay, so we'll do it as a drill. 1, 2, 3, and back to the position, original position. Okay. Again, 1, 2, 3, and cerrada, back to the original position. Okay, now we'll go to method 2. 1, 2, 3, and abierta, original position. Okay, now let's change the angle a little bit. Okay, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, and back to the original position. 1, 2, 3, and cerrada, original position. 1, 2, 3, and tumba, original position. Okay? So if you notice, going back to the original position indicates performing a block. For example, 1, 2, those are 2 strikes. 3, third strike. 4, abierta, I'm doing a block. And a cerrada, I'm back to the original position. 1, 2, 3, cerrada, back to the original position. This is the original position. It indicates trapping the guy's hand or checking his weapon. Okay? So for the tumba, 1, 2, 3, 4, again, that's the original position. But using a daga now, daga, let's do 1, 2, 3, original position. The cerrada hand becomes a cutting hand, an attacking hand. Again, 1, 2, 3, cerrada, still. So the cerrada hand becomes a 4th count. So instead of a tercia, it becomes a 4 method of attack. Okay, let's do the tumba. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 becomes 4 and 5. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Slowly, this hits 4, and this attacks 5. Let's do that faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so as you can see, it originally was meant to be a tercia method, 3-strike attack. But that's using it just for practice, like a kata. And that's using solo baston. But in reality, a lightning scientific person, his game is using espada y daga, not solo baston. So in that case, what becomes 1, 2, 3, this is 4, and that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 5 on that one, because your emphasis is blocking any attacks to the head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Or number 2. 1, 2, 3. Hit. That was 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, although tercia is a 3 movement of attack or defense, in reality, it becomes 4 or 5. And when you combine fighting methods 2, 3, and 12 in succession, it becomes a barrage of attacks. And that leads us to Espada y Daga flow drill. Okay, now that you know what a lightning scientific is, tercia cerrada cadenilla, now we're going to show you how it all applies in the Espada y Daga flow drill. We're going to have fun, all right, guys? Okay, nice, good. Okay, so let's do that slowly, okay? Show them the exact footwork and show them the fighting methods 2 and 3, okay?
Opo.
Try it again. Okay. And go back. 1, 2, 3. So that's abierta. And 1, 2, 3. Now is cerrada. Okay? 2, 3, abierta. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, back. Let's take a look at that angle from this strike to that strike, okay? The second strike will be to his right leg, okay? Show the strike to the right leg. So he has to do the footwork, withdraw the right leg, okay, do it again. As he blocks the hand, and he does the methods 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Good. Now switch to the other side. Okay, go back to your original position. Okay, so if you notice, the first attack was to his left temple. Second attack will be for his right leg. So from switching to the right temple to his right leg, now he has to get his right leg out of the way. He checks me, and he does his fighting method 2 and 3. Okay, so from here, I check. He's got that nice target there. I'm going to come across, and he does his footwork nicely. Okay, stop. Okay, I'm going to come across, walk here for the fourth position. Okay, good. This time, we're going to use the same Espada y Daga drill like you saw before, but now we're going to use a daga instead of just an empty hand, doing a check. Now I said when you have a solo baston and you're doing the empty hand, it's simply a serrada check. But with the daga, now it's going to be a cut or a slice. And on top of that, we're also going to add in lightning method number 12, which is the tumba, which is baston, daga, cross, and the knockout strike. Okay, guys? Okay, slow first, good footwork, and then speed. Oh, no. Okay, now if you notice, when he strikes me, usually in practice you want to hit stick for stick, but with this drill, it's more of a reality combat of flow. So instead of going stick for stick, we're going to want to hit right straight for the arm, and then boom. Okay, and then next one will be back to the arm. Break that arm just in case he's going to try to counterattack. And this time with the lightning method number 12, I come across and I stab again. And if you counted that, that was a 5 method attack. Okay, so let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's for practice. Now for combat, be to the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you're saying Yeah, I'm holding a knife, but so is he. Let's turn around. No, just turn. Okay, he's also holding a knife, and he's saying he can easily get me. Well, I got this. This will keep that in check. Okay, I can do this, but then he can hit me with that. So that's not a good idea. So the cutting hand is still the serrada hand, keeping this trapped. Now, again, I don't want to do this, and he's going to hit me with that hand. Okay, so if he shoots and hits there, I've got this part. Going back to what I was saying before, it's tercia, but it depends on what he's going to do. So if he was going to try to stab me with that knife, my tercia becomes 5, 6, and 7 moves. Okay, so now that you've seen the Espada y Daga drill done with a solo baston, and then executed with a solo baston and a daga, that's why it's called Espada y Daga, now we're going to show you the applications. If you remember, when I said applications before, that was combining the drills. So here we are. We're combining the drills using applications of Espada y Daga. Lightning methods number 2, 3, and 12. Guys? Next one. Switch. Okay, so now we're going to go on and go right straight through the fighting methods, number 4, 5, 6, and 7. 10, 4, and 5. Okay, a little faster. Okay, explanation. Okay. 1. Okay, that's a power strike, number 1. 2, half strike. It's like a back fist or a jab. 3, It's a number 6 power strike and bring it down to the ground. Okay, I bring it down to the ground. Now, number 1 strike will be 1. It's an up strike. Okay, so that's an upward power strike as compared to the first one, which was this power strike coming down. Okay, 2, half strike again. 3, bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when you bring it down this way, you're basically telling the guy, okay, I have an opening, come in and get me, and you're setting him up with whatever attack. You can either block whatever attack he does, or you can simply just clip him under the chin or to his nose with an uppercut type of a power strike. Okay, let's see number 5. Okay, explanation. 1, power strike 1, 2, half strike 3, abierta. Okay, again, power strike 1, half strike 2, abierta. Okay, now this time the abierta isn't like the abierta of technique 2, which simply comes across this way. This abierta now is coming from here and this way. It's a power strike abierta. Again, it's called abierta because you're in an open position. Just like number 4, you're in an open position, you're in an abierta stance. Here, when you come across this way, you're also in an abierta stance, which leaves you for the next count coming across here for another power strike, or here, the previous technique number 5, for a power strike, which is like an uppercut. Technique number 6. Okay, now start from the beginning. Handa. Okay, 1. It's a power strike. Number 1. 2, half strike. 3, vertical, delivering the number 13 killing blow. 4, just like number 5. You're leaving yourself in an open position. Now for count number 1 again, you're delivering an upper strike, power strike. 2, half strike. 3, vertical. 4, and down. A little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Good. Nicely done. Okay, let's do number 7. Okay, let's do that slowly with explanation. Power strike 1, half strike 2, vertical 3. Now instead of swinging down, which sets up for an uppercut power strike, you're going to come across abierta. Go ahead. Power strike. Okay, do it again. Okay, one more. Okay, now for the 8, 9, 10, and 11, they're a little bit more complicated as compared to what Ken and Luke did, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now the difference between 4, 5, 6, and 7 really is just that vertical strike that was added in there. Okay, both had that strike down, delivering up for the uppercut power strike, and then the other one, which is a number 6 power strike, leaving yourself for an abierta strike for number 1 again. Okay, for number 8, what you would do is you start with 1 power strike, 2 half strike, go down. Now, this is what's different. The 8 and half strike. Again, 1, 2, 3, 8, half straight. Okay, a little quicker. 1, 2, 3. There. Okay, so the 8 is a low line slash or hit this way. The other way that can be done is with 3 8s. Okay, for example, when I come across here, I'll do that slow. 1, 2, and back. So I'm in a cerrado position. I start here again and I go 1, 2, 3, and out. I'm in an abierta position. Okay, so let's go into fighting method number 9. Before I actually show you number 9, there's one technique there that I really have to show you first. It's called doblada. Okay, so from the set position, you swing 1, hitting to the temple, coming across, hit to the knee. To the reverse side, to the temple, then to the knee. It's 1, 2, 1, 2. Or power strike. Okay, so now that you've seen what a doblada technique looks like, technique number 9 is this. Power strike 1, half straight, abierta, now the doblada. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, 1, half straight, abierta, doblada, doblada. Okay, so now going to fighting method number 10 is simply a combination of fighting method number 8 and 9. Okay, so again, from the abierta position, it's 1, swing down, up 8, here in cerrado stance. Without the half strike, we go into abierta, now doblada on both sides. Here we go. 1, down. Okay, moving on to fighting method number 11. Simply, that's power strike 1, power strike 6, and doblada. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is it. Okay, so since we finished all methods, method number 12, we did that with Espada y Daga drill. So the end of the fighting method really is at 11. After 11, I'll show you variations now. I showed you this doblada, but the doblada can come across here. Now, if I was doing an application of that, and he was to attack me, angle 1. From here, I can do the doblada. 1, 2, 1, 2, the original way. Now the second way is from here, 1, I can go 1, 2, or 1, 2. And although I'm doing that slow, you can see how the angle quickly changes. Try it again. 1, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Angle 2, here, 1, 2. Now thinking he's going to shoot, I'll shoot for his head again. It'd be here. Here. So that's why, although there are only 12 methods, Grandmaster Lima is well respected because he only has the simple 12 methods. And although I spar with him, I know what's coming, I still can't block it because that's how fast and powerful he is. Okay, so now that you've seen the fighting methods 1 through 12,
In this last section of the tape, we're going to show you purely flow drills. Okay, you've seen the 8 blocks before, but what you saw before was 8 blocks, one person feeds, the other person defends. Now in this variation of 8-block drill, there'd be a 2-count feed, meaning the attacker will attack first angle, second angle, and then the other person will block, and then the blocker will feed the same angles, and so forth. So it'll be 2-count, 2-count. Ready? Stop. Okay, do that a little slower, okay? To show the audience what you're doing. Okay. Okay, so if you remember, the 8-block drill simply practices the 8 blocks, attack and defend. But in this case, you're adding a little bit of speed in there. Okay, you had the previous things that you were trying to develop: the eye-hand coordination, the V-stepping, evading and angling, and of course the sectoring. Okay, whether you deflect or you grab the stick, and of course, again, you want to develop the speed. By developing the speed, I mean you want to have that flow, where as soon as the guy attacks you, you counterattack as quick as possible. That's how you develop your speed. To show that, as soon as he attacks me angle 1, I attack really quick, okay? So in that case, I hit his stick because I knew I was going to hit him really quick. But if I wanted to, I'd simply hit here, come across here, all right? So in this case, if I really wanted to hit him to the knee, there was no way he would have reacted that quickly. So to practice this, be 1, and then come across with a half strike. Okay, I was the one attacking there, so he has to block. The reason why I'm explaining this, the last drill we're going to do is called Bigay Tama. And what that is, it's a 44-count attack and defense. Okay? And again, as soon as he attacks 1, I counterattack, and he has to block. He attacks 2, here. Okay? So if he didn't block my counterattack, he'd get hit. Okay, so again, 1, 2. Okay, all right. So the next flow drill we want to demonstrate is something called a 2-man angle 1 and angle 6 flow drill. Okay, this flow drill is specifically from another style called Kasilagan. Kasilagan is Grandmaster Vic Sanchez art. He's also a master and now a Grandmaster of Lightning Scientific, but he founded his own organization, and he has his own style, which is Cinco Teros Kasilagan. And this is purely speed drill. Okay, he attacks me angle 1, then angle 6, similarly here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If you notice, if you're a little slow, his hand got hit. We don't want to develop. I didn't really want to hit him, but that served its purpose. What did I hit? I hit that hand. If he wasn't doing the lightning drill right, by bringing the checking hand here, if his hand was here, I would have hit him here. So not only is it developing your sensitivity, eye-hand coordination, and flow, but it also tells you if your checking hand is here, where it's supposed to be here, you'd get hit. And you saw a classic example of that. So finally, we're at this final end stage. All the drills we've done, the blocks, the footwork, angling, eye-hand coordination leads to this final counter-for-counter routine. Okay, this counter-for-counter routine, we call it Bigay Tama. In other Filipino martial arts styles of Kali Arnis Eskrima, they call it Sombrada. In the specific Bigay Tama routine of Lightning Scientific is a 44 count attack and defend maneuver. The characteristic of this counter-for-counter maneuver is that it is a power drill. In closing, I want to thank you for your interest in this video on Lightning Scientific Arnis. I hope it helps you in your growth and development of Kali Arnis practice. Remember, straightforwardness and simplicity is the key. And also, there are certain attributes that will improve your game, such as power, speed, rhythm, agility, reaction time, broken rhythm, body evasion, body mechanics, and of course, timing. Thank you.